Today's episode of WTF is sponsored by Audible. Go to audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod to get a free audiobook download. Do it now.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fuck nicks? What the fucking ears? What the fucks the bulls? Welcome. I am Marc Maron. This is WTF. Thank you for joining me today. Wow, that sounded proper. Thank you for joining me today. What am I, Mr. Rogers? It's a big show today. Catherine O'Hara is on the show today, and man, I am thrilled to have her here. But I want to give you a heads up. Something went wrong. I'll give you the story behind it because it caused me a lot of panic, anxiety, and anger. Here's what happened. Somehow or another, this has only happened twice in the entire 400 and whatever show run of WTF. I did the entire interview with Catherine O'Hara, the genius comedy actress, out here in my garage. We talked for an hour, however long we talked, hour plus. Sounded good in my headphones. We had a great conversation. I played it back, and there was something wrong. There was some sort of weird, staticky clicking that started slowly at the beginning of the interview and then progressed and got worse throughout the interview. This happened one other time during Lucinda Williams singing her songs. Have no idea what it was. No idea, but it rendered it really annoying and almost unlistenable. Like it was just this thing, this sound quality, this static. Had no idea what it was. And when I got done with the interview, I was livid. And who do you get mad at? I don't know. Electricity? Do I know what happened? I do not know what happened. I still don't know what happened. That's the weird thing about dealing with computers is what the fuck happened? We fixed it. And I'll tell you who fixed it in a second, but that feeling of helplessness, this is the one thing you get when I think when you deal with the analog world. If you're putting it on tape and you're mastering something, it's on tape. Yeah, things can go wrong, but I don't know what series or sequence or electrons or currents, I don't know what series of events led to GarageBand, having a brain fart for an entire episode. And just like every once in a while, everyone has this experience. The brain in your computer goes, hey, fuck you, I'm just going to fuck things up because, I don't know, just impulsive. Randomly impulsive, I'm going to fuck you. So the brain of the computer did that, and I panicked. And I reached out on Twitter basically saying, somebody who can clean up a sound file, help me out. I need this to be salvaged. I had a conversation with Catherine O'Hara. I need help. Help me. Help me, sound nerds. And a lot of people got back to me. Thank you. A couple of people we sent files to fix, to see what we could do. Brock McFarlane is an engineer with his own business called CPS Mastering. That's cpsmastering.com. He cleaned it up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Then another guy, Declan Quinn, is a sound engineer for the Smodcast Network. He's got his own business too. CreakyStudios.com. He cleaned one up, too. Both of them sounded great, and I appreciate your help. Between the two of them, we were able to get something that's listenable. And it sounds a little different. The quality is a little different than what you're used to on this show, and I apologize for that, but it is not in any way going to distract you from the amazing conversation I had with Catherine O'Hara. I, again, don't know what happened. Just sometimes the hard drive says, nah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm a little irritable. I'm going to fuck your life up. What happened, man? What happened with your computer? I don't know. Nobody knows. I have my computer guy over here. Can't figure it. Can't track it. It's only happened twice in 400 and some odd episodes. All right, so I just got to live with that? Yeah, you got to back your shit up while it's happening. So that won't happen again. All right? I'm not mad about it. I just wanted to give you a heads up as to why it sounds a little different. What else is going on today? We got a new sponsor. Thank you to Trunk Club today for supporting WTF. Trunk Club is an outfitting service for men who don't like to shop, but who like to look good. I actually went to this place. I was in Chicago, and I visited the Trunk Club headquarters. I met the woman that was my personal, your personal stylist. But I saw the whole operation. It's a pretty phenomenal operation. It's a giant, almost like a beautiful loft-style warehouse with just tons and tons of clothes for dudes. So here's the deal. Whether you need to overhaul your wardrobe or just snag a smart new pair of pants, Trunk Club takes the guesswork right out of it. Don't make it a headache. They'll take care of you. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to shop once seasonally. I'll go in, usually to a place, like a Nordstrom or somewhere, a Nordstrom Rack or something. I'll just go in. I think, I hope they got all the shirts I need for the summer. And that's how I do it. I can't go back very often because I get exhausted. So here's how Trunk Club works, because they deal with the styles and the stuff that Nordstrom has as well. Trunk Club scours the planet for the latest in men's apparel, boxes it up, and sends you a trunk of items based on your needs and tastes. They ship anywhere in the U.S. You even get to consult with a personal stylist to make sure you get what you want. Right on the phone, they'll talk to you. If you don't like what your personal stylist sent in the trunk, you send the clothes right back to them at no cost to you. I've been through the process. I saw the place, and they did a great job. Trunk Club carries more than 50 brands of higher-end casual wear, and everything is of such good quality that you'll get to keep it for years to come. Bottom line, you should support them for supporting this show. Head to trunkclub.com/Maron and tell them I sent you. Well, you don't have to if you do the /Maron. That's trunkclub.com/MARON. Thanks for supporting the show and supporting this new sponsor. Go get yourself some duds. All right, do that. What else is going on with me? I'll tell you what. I'm going in tomorrow for my first psych eval. Pow! Wow, just shit my pants a little. JustCoffee.coop. Haven't done that one in a while. A classic. Anyways, I'm going in tomorrow to get a psychological evaluation at a psychiatrist. Why? Why, you're asking? Maron, you're such a well-adjusted guy. I don't get it, man. I listen to you every day. What I can get through the first 10 minutes, I'll listen to, but you seem like a guy that doesn't have a lot of problems. Look, man, I'm constantly sucking on nicotine. I'm constantly filling myself up with caffeine. I'm constantly at the edge of anger, and I know some of you think like, well, maybe it's a caffeine, maybe it's a nicotine, maybe it's whatever it is. Maybe those things are exacerbating it. Why am I telling you this? Well, I want to go see what's wrong with me. I'm going to go get a psychological evaluation, and I want to see what's wrong with me. I don't know how they work. Do I just sit in there and he check marks a bunch of boxes and puts it in a machine like bipolar, narcissism. Oh, old machine. They took that off the list. Who the hell knows? What I'm going to do for you right now is maybe we'll play a little game. Let's do a little pool. Let's play a game. I want you guys, whoever feels like it, whoever's listening, maybe, why don't you diagnose me? Diagnose me and send it to WTFpod@gmail.com. And let's see who wins. Those of you who hit the diagnosis on the head, I will certainly, I'll mention your name on the air. I don't know if I've got anything for you. I'll look around. Maybe I have something for you. Maybe I'll send you something. Maybe this is not a good contest. But how about just the pride of winning? So let's play that. This is the What's Wrong with Mark pool. I'm going in for a psychological evaluation tomorrow. I don't know how long I got to wait for the diagnosis, but feel free to diagnose me and send them to WTFpod at Gmail. Yeah, how about you clinicians? How about you psychiatrists who are familiar with me? How about you people that read my book? How about you people? This seems like a fun game. What's Wrong with Mark? Come on, play along. Speaking of my book, audible.com/WTFpod. Go there. Get yourself a free download. How about it? There's over 100,000 audio products. This offer is only good in the U.S. and Canada. If you want to use my book, why not get my book for your free download? audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod. We'll give you a free one. Why not make it Attempting Normal or the Jerusalem Syndrome by me, Marc Maron? Or let's do a search. Why don't we do a search on psychiatric Oh, wait, Psychopath. Let's do that one. We're looking up Psychopath on Audible. What do we get? The Psychopath Test. Yeah, by John Ronson. He also narrates it. That's good. Well, there's a lot of good. The Wisdom of Psychopaths. What saints, spies, and serial killers can teach us about success. God, I might get that one. audiblepodcast.com/WTF pod for a free download. There's a bunch there. Offer only good in U.S. and Canada. And if books aren't doing for you, if books aren't your thing, why not get something fun to put in yourself? How about it? Why not? Are you thinking about planning a family? No. Was that an aggressive no? Do you need some bulk condoms? Why not? Why not? Do you need some clips or some tags for the things that are hanging off of you, be it nipples or your penis? Huh? 50% off almost any item at Adam and Eve. Yeah, I'll get you a free bonus gift with that too. 3 free DVDs, free shipping, adamandeve.com. Enter WTF at the checkout, and that should set you up with stuff. It should set you up with the thing that gets up to do the thing. Or if you don't have one of those, you can get a prosthetic thing. Yeah, or you can get a completely detached thing and use it as a thing that you use to make your thing feel good. AdamandEve.com. Enter WTF at the checkout. Let's talk to Catherine O'Hara. Was that rude for me to segue into her after an Adam and Eve thing? Let's take a breath. Now let's go to my conversation. And again, please forgive whatever sound quality difference there is. But if it weren't for Brock McFarlane and Declan Quinn, we would have nothing because my computer freaked out. That's better. Let's go to I love Catherine O'Hara. I've been trying to talk to her for a few years. She's always been somebody I really wanted to talk to, and I'm thrilled that I have this. Enjoy. You know who I had in here yesterday? Michael McKean.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
And we talked for a while, and he brought you up.
Oh.
And he said, she's amazing. And he had a story as to why. He said there was a take in Best of Show where you were having a moment with an ex-boyfriend, and you did it 3 times. And he said every time you blushed. And he thought that is amazing acting.
Yeah, I'd like to say I could control that.
Well, no, but you can't. It's not that you can.
I'll do it more than 3 times today, I'm sure.
No, I'm not going to be like that. But like, where did you come from? You come from Canada?
Yes, Toronto.
And how come, I know it's a broad and a vague question. A lot of people have come from Canada who are hilarious. Like that whole SCTV crew and others.
Yeah.
And what is it? Do you have any sort of thoughts on why people in Canada are funny in a certain way? Like Mike Myers. There are people that are very funny, but it doesn't seem to be exactly in an American way, obviously, or in what is it? Is there a freedom in Canada?
My stock answer is, because the country's a good straight man.
Oh, is that it?
And I don't know about now.
Yeah.
But in the past, it was a little more provincial than America.
Oh, right.
And, and I'd say, and we were greatly and wonderfully influenced by England.
Right.
And all the material we saw from there.
Right.
And the music and the fashion and everything.
Sure.
They start all the ideas.
Right.
Then they come through Canada and then they get to you. But you guys all say you made it up.
Uh-huh.
You invented, you created it. It came from there.
So you think that, so you were mostly influenced by British comedy and British culture, and because we didn't really get that much here. I imagine maybe it came over directly over there. I mean, It didn't all happen that way here.
No, I feel like we were probably seeing it earlier than you were, yeah.
Yeah, like what were some of the stuff you were watching?
Like Monty Python.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's obvious. Everyone knows them now, but I was, we all thought we discovered them in high school.
Well, no, we got that later. Yeah. We definitely got that later.
Yeah.
And that sort of blew your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you remember, like, where were you, in college or high school?
No, high school. Just in love with all of them, and I thought they were so smart.
Yeah?
It was great.
And you were like, that's what I'm going to do?
Who knew? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Did you do any of that stuff in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Like funny shit?
Theater arts, yeah.
Yeah? You like musicals? And
I was in Harvey.
Yeah.
I played Vita Louise Simmons, the old lady. Yeah.
Harvey? Is that the one
Harvey?
about the rabbit?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the first stage experience?
I guess so.
And that,
Yes, my first big show. With a paying audience, yeah.
A paying audience of sympathetic parents. Oh, look at them trying.
Take these off.
Really?
You know why?
No good?
I don't want to be aware that I'm being recorded.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know why. I'm
No,
not afraid of it, but there's something about it makes me. I feel like I can talk to you if I do this.
No, I feel,
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah. I usually only have people wear them just so they can calibrate their voice, but you seem like a pro. You've done some cartoon voices.
There you go.
Haven't you?
Yes, I have, sir. Have you?
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah.
Not huge ones.
It's fun, though.
Yeah. No, it's great. I can never see myself as a cartoon, so you just read it like a person. And then when you see it come out of a cartoon's mouth, you're like, oh my God.
As opposed to reading it like a cartoon.
Right, yeah. I mean, I would think that you could. Like, I was a squirrel once, and I didn't sit there and go, like, how does one be a squirrel?
Which one was that?
It was for Adventure Time. I think that children like it, and their stoned parents enjoy it.
I love all the animated shows that are like that.
Yeah,
They're funny on all these different levels.
Right.
So age, but your kids will get older and older and start getting the jokes they didn't get last year. Which they got that they didn't get the year before. Yeah.
Oh, really? So you can actually show a kid every year the same cartoon? I guess you
kind of can, because they get different levels of humor on it, yeah.
And they think like, oh, I'm not going to watch it again, Mom. And then like they're like, oh my God, I never even saw that.
Oh, you don't have kids, do you?
None.
Kids can watch anything over and over 100 times. It's kind of scary.
But isn't that the joy of having the ability to show them something? Just throw it over.
They have amazing memories, but they willingly forget everything they've seen and just watch it again for the 50th time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have that fresh experience again. I don't know
how old are your kids?
They're 18 and 16.
So they're through that, you would think.
No, they'll watch movies that they love, and I go, didn't you watch that last week? Yeah. No, I have to see this part. I have to see this part again.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I just watched Silver Linings Playbook for the 5th time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love movies about crazy people. It's very touching.
That was really touching.
It makes me feel less alone.
It was beautiful.
Flawed, beautiful people.
Less alone.
Yeah.
Crazy people are the beautiful people.
They are, and you play a lot of slightly emotionally crazy people.
I have, yeah, sure.
So what did you...
Gotta tap what you've been...
Yeah, did you grow up with that?
Yeah, I grew up in a big family.
Like how many?
7 kids.
7?
Yeah,
like
my mom
Catholic?
and dad were both funny. Yes, of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what would you be if you weren't Catholic with a bunch of kids?
Hasidic Jewish, but I don't think, I don't think you didn't strike me as an Orthodox Jew.
No.
Yeah. O'Hara is not really
Christian Bible Belt.
No,
kids,
they don't even have that many.
Mormon, no, that's not us.
No, Mormons do that, but but Catholics, yeah. How many?
One mom, one dad we had.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's good. So that you kept that number low.
That's a Catholic way.
Yeah. How many sisters and brothers?
There's 4 girls, 3 boys.
That's good balance.
Yeah, it is.
That worked out. Yeah. And where'd you fall?
I'm youngest girl. Second youngest kid.
Oh my God.
6 of 7.
So you got the short end of the stick and all the leftover clothes, and
I must have been because of what I ended up doing in life once in a while.
Yeah.
I must have wanted attention.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember not getting it, but I must have yearned for it.
How many years between you and the next older one?
Like 2.5 years.
So it was pretty tight.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It wasn't
Catholic.
one of those, right. But it wasn't one of those afterthought things, like, oh, we had one.
No, because there's another one after me.
And that's another 2 years?
Yeah.
So no downtime at all. There
was a downtime, yeah.
Yeah.
When God bless them, they tried rhythm.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
And then my mom felt guilty about it.
Felt guilty about timing?
About rhythm, yeah.
So she just felt guilty about having sex without a purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. So they're like, no,
brutal and yet kind of lovely.
It is lovely.
There's no wasted sperm.
Yeah, I know, but you'd want people to have a good time more than the one time.
Oh, no, I want them to have fun. Yeah, I hope they did.
Yeah,
they always laughed. That's like the sexiest thing about my mom. They're gone now.
Yeah,
but God bless them. But right to the end, they could make each other laugh. Like, honestly, it was sexy.
And what kind of work was the family in?
My dad worked for the CPR, Canadian Pacific Railway.
Really?
He was in the offices.
Oh, he wasn't on the trains?
Yeah, no. But when he retired, and he'd been there like over 40 years, and when he retired, we went to a party there for him, and these guys were crying, guys that he worked with. And at one point, he and his buddy got their desks separated by their superior because they were laughing too much.
Oh, really?
It was like he was in school.
He was like the guy, the life of the party.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Yeah?
He was shy, actually, but he had his close friends that he
Oh, yeah. So they have fun. Did you get along with your...
Let me try to make conversation out of this. I'm sorry.
No, I can't.
I don't like my mom and dad.
No, your mom and dad's interesting.
Where are your mom and dad?
My dad's in New Mexico. My mother's in Florida.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, it was a little crazy. There's
Separate
only two of
vacations?
us. No, permanent. They're on permanent, not dead vacations, but they're permanently vacationing from each other.
For how long?
How long they've been divorced?
Yeah.
Since I was about 35, so about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very difficult to figure out who I was going to live with. And
Wait, now tell me, even at that age?
Yeah. Is it difficult?
No, I'm sure it's difficult, but, or maybe it wasn't. But do you still kind of wish they would get back together, or?
Oh no,
No, you don't.
My bond with my folks was not that tight in the way, I kind of look at them as these slightly older people that grew up with me. They were, they had me when they were pretty young. It was very hard for me to, still to this day, I have a hard time believing they're parents of any kind.
Are they that close to you in age?
No, they can't be that close, but they emotionally, I don't think they were.
15.
Well, yeah.
15 years apart.
Yeah, my mom had me when she was 12. It was weird. It was freakish. And my dad was 13. It was
they're not Catholic, are they?
No. Oh, bad
dear,
Catholics.
No. Oh, no. Bad Catholics.
There's a lot of bad Catholics.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
So, like, do you get along with all your siblings? Was there battle in the...
Goodness.
Really? There's no craziness, no drunken fights and brawls?
Yeah. That's how we get along.
Yeah. There you go.
You weren't specific. Yes. Yes, now you are.
A lot of good Irish drinking in the house.
Yeah, there's definitely some drinking.
Yeah.
Been some drinking going on.
Yeah.
And we get together every summer now. My husband and I bought a cottage outside of Toronto, so now we'll all live together again. When they come to visit, we're all living together. So you get up and have breakfast and
there's 7 of you. And then
we've actually been there all together. Yeah.
And is there grandkids yet too?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there are a few.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For your older siblings?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of
sweet about. Wow.
No, I don't have that.
Family
I don't have that family. It is fascinating to me.
It's nice. I actually want to see them and live with them.
Right,
and they want to see me, and we live together. Well,
right.
nice cottage. That's why they want to see me.
Yeah,
but I actually want to have them as guests.
That's a very odd thing. There's no reason why that wouldn't be fascinating.
My mom especially wouldn't let us go to bed mad.
Really?
Yeah.
How did she stop that?
It's a big deal. Well, if we were fighting.
Yeah.
Sounds so stupid. I just felt like I was a guy. Well, when we were fighting, and my mom, she would gather us in a circle. We'd be like trying to hit each other, or one of us would be crying, the other would just be mad, and she'd hug us, force us to hug each other, and she'd sing, "We're all pals together, in all kinds of weather. We won't give up. We won't give up. We won't give up the ship." And then she'd hang on to us until we'd sing it too.
And then, but was there crying?
Lame.
No, it's not lame.
Could I be more
Was
of a
there crying? Was it, cause like I just have thought of that, like being mad at each other and then your mom hugging you, someone had to cry.
Oh yeah, you're crying through it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to give up what I'm feeling.
It's pretty good.
And then she just beat us down until we did.
Yeah, and just beat you down with love.
With love.
Well, that's good advice. I mean, I wish I had heeded that advice many times when I've gotten into bed with one of the 2 wives that I lost. And
yeah, going to bed mad is a bad one, isn't it?
Horrendous. Because you can't fall asleep and you just want to poke. And then what about that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you wake up and talk about this right now? Boy, how
God forbid you say sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
I know.
Would you
in the morning?
Wake up, fight? No, I'd always...
Wake up and fight, or wake up and bring it up, or...
No,
under the guise of an apology, like say, I'm sorry, but when you...
Yes, seriously. When I made you cry last night, there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
No, I will not
When you made me make you cry.
Yeah, you made me... Oh, see, Yeah, I had no choice but to confront this horrible flaw in you that has an adverse effect on me.
Anyone in their right mind would have to point that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's to help you.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm only here for you.
See, you have a deep understanding of dysfunction. That's why your characters are so damn deep.
Oh, now don't.
Come on.
Don't.
What are you talking about? Take it. You're like a miracle worker with problematic characters. You make us love them. When did you, okay, so.
I mean, thank you.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's an amazing gift. So you're in high school. You're doing that thing.
Let's let go of high school.
No.
It's too sad.
No, how is it
Please.
sad? Why? You were attractive and popular?
No.
What are you talking about?
No.
You weren't?
No.
Oh.
I got on the cheerleading team.
That's...
grade 9, as we say in Canada.
Yeah.
And only because the phys ed teacher who was who put the team together,
Yeah.
thought that cheerleaders shouldn't just be babes. There should be some real girls.
She didn't say that to you.
I'm serious. Oh, no, it was obvious. If you look, I'll show you the team pictures.
This is revisionism. You've made
No,
this.
it's true.
She said that.
Look, it was kind of, the peak of women's lib.
They were like, what's...
And equality for women. And, there's some big old hogs on the football team. Why shouldn't there be some real women on the cheerleader team?
But she didn't sit you down and say, look, we're going to let you do this because we...
No, I think if we knew, though. It's okay.
But could you do the jumping around?
Yes.
All right.
Very good, strong thighs.
Yeah, but so if you did the thing and you waved the things and you were in sync with the rest, it wasn't a complete tragedy, was it?
No, it
were...
was fun. I didn't care. I took it. Come on. under any law. Okay, I'll be a cheerleader.
Oh, look, the sad girl's doing it too. Was that the way it was? They're letting her try.
I don't know if anyone else thought that, but it was, seriously, if you look at the pictures, we're all very normal girls. It's not like...
Oh, all of you are?
It's not like, yeah.
You weren't isolated?
No, believe me, I was the hot one.
Oh, see, there you go.
No, I wasn't. That'd be terrible.
But when did you start really thinking about doing comedy or playing in that way?
It's pretty natural in our house, I think. It was
Right.
a natural thing to do, to try to make each other laugh. And really, it really was the way to get attention. The same way when if you're in a room full of comedians,
Right.
better have something funny to say.
Or get mad.
Or just be louder than anyone.
Yeah,
Get mad.
Get
be
it.
louder than anyone.
Angry or funny is the way to go.
There you go.
I try to mix them. I try to,
that.
it's a melding of anger and
Angry humor.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I never really thought that, like, they're really the same thing in a crowd. Like, either you can be charming and funny, or you can just be like, I want your attention. Why isn't everyone looking at me? But then that's a hell of a setup. You better have, I need your attention.
I could be just as funny. As these people if they'd listen.
Yeah, if I tried.
Oh, God, you're listening.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, never mind. Never mind, sorry, never mind.
Sorry, I gotta go.
It's okay,
I gotta go.
you.
No, but that makes sense. And also being the second to the youngest, I mean, you had a lot of competition.
Yeah.
What did your siblings end up doing? Anyone else?
I have a sister who you have to hear, Mary Margaret O'Hara.
Oh, she's a singer,
amazing
songwriter?
singer, yeah.
Great.
Beautiful.
So you're a talented family.
Yeah.
What did the other ones end up doing?
My younger brother writes, and he also drives on movies and TV shows in Toronto, but he writes. And he's done a bunch of he's written and produced a bunch of animated movies.
I think the show business in Canada is a lot more intimate than the one we have here. It seems
it's
like
all in my family.
Really, it's all you guys, just us.
That's all I know about.
But it just seems like if you persevere, they'll fit you in at some point.
Yeah, but then you'll have your time, and it's like, okay, now you've won a couple of awards. Be on your way. Leave a little room for the rest of them. It's like a nice parent.
Yeah.
All right, now she's not getting any attention. Give it to her for a while.
Yeah, see what you can do. Maybe go do a show in America, maybe.
I hate to sound bitter, but it was sort of like that with SCTV, like for the TV, whenever it came time for TV awards.
Yeah.
I mean, now, in kind of a nostalgic way.
Yeah.
We seem to get a lot of lovely attention there, but in Canada. But at the time, it was like, all right, now, you've gotten enough there. Now just sit back and let somebody else have it. Which is really quite sweet.
Yeah, right. It's not horrible. You're not just forgotten. No. It's actually diplomatic.
It's all right. You've got a good job. Now, go do it and don't make a big thing out of it.
Yeah. But it's kind of weird, though, isn't it, that, because I noticed that in England, too, that if people who just stay in the game and kind of remain, vital somehow or good, that they kind of keep showing up.
Yeah.
And is it possible to make a living in show business in Canada?
Ask Justin Bieber.
Okay. He's Canadian too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he's huge internationally.
I'll name a zillion people. Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah, comedies, it's hard to do that with comedy.
Actually, more so in music. The film world, there's several directors and producers right now trying to start another network in Canada to show Canadian films.
Oh, yeah?
Because Canadian networks do not show them.
Really?
No, they do not show their own. And I went to this luncheon, run by these people who are trying to set up this network, and they were saying, every other country, America, of course, supports its own and builds its own entertainment, has built its own entertainment business.
Yeah.
And film business. And France does it in England, and all these, Sweden, all these other countries have laws, basically, creative laws that will, encourage and grow their own talent. And and their actually television is, I think, much more respected than it was, I think, when I was there doing it. in Canada. But the film,
No good.
they make great films. Actually, Quebec
Yeah.
supports. The French-Canadian films do really well.
Are they French,
Especially
mostly French language?
Yeah,
films?
they are mostly French.
Because they can ship them over to other French-speaking
Yeah,
countries.
they can go all over the world
Yeah.
with subtitles, whatever. But
Do you speak French?
Un petit peu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I can say un petit peu.
Yeah.
No, I can speak slowly.
Yeah.
I think if I lived somewhere and was forced to speak it, I would.
You think you could pick up on it?
Yeah, I mean, I took it in high school, but where I'm, Toronto, we're not French.
Not French. That's
by the
like
way.
the fun city. That's like the,
Well, they say Montreal's a fun city.
Yeah, I know, but
Quebec
that's,
City.
I don't
Have you
know.
been there?
Oh, yeah. I've been to all of them. I've
Yeah?
performed in Canada in all kinds
Sure.
of ways. Yeah, I've performed.
Not just comedically.
Not just comedically. I've tried my best with at least 2 Canadian women. But,
Did you perform well, I hope?
I did okay, but that's enough for a Canadian. I
oughta.
Yeah. Good job. You did what you could.
If I wasn't a woman.
But so how does it happen in Canada? So you go to high school and then what did you go to college?
Uh-oh.
What?
No,
college.
I went to...
I'm not going to judge you.
I went to Second City University.
So you got right into
No, I
showbiz.
did. Yeah, I got right out of high school. I understudied Gilda Radner and Rosemary Radcliffe, the other girl in the cast.
It's Second City in Toronto?
Yeah.
I didn't know Gilda was Canadian.
Yeah, she's not.
But she
She's
came
not.
up
She's
there.
from Detroit.
And she came up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Wow. But so what was the decision process? I mean, what made you know, like, I'm going to do that? What was there somebody
Gilda,
you saw?
God bless her. Yeah, Gilda.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you saw her live?
Yeah, at Second City Theater. Gilda and first I saw Gilda in Godspell. And in that cast in Godspell was Gilda, Marty Short, Andrea Martin, Eugene Levy came in later, Victor Garber, Dave Thomas came in later.
Victor
Like all the
Garber.
people I ended up working with much later in life. I'm right out of high school and I saw them all in Godspell and I was in love with Martin Short, kissed his picture in the program. And got to go to lunch with him. And my brother was dating, actually before that, my brother was dating Gilda. So Gilda would come to our house and I would just like look dreamily at her and think, okay, this is who I want to be.
Really? And
Yeah.
where was she in her career then? Like, what do you mean? It was Godspell?
She was doing little theater in Toronto.
But Godspell was that just a touring company or was it a production in
No,
Canada?
it was the Toronto production. Yeah, it was a big Toronto. Actually, and I'm sorry, I met her before Godspell. She was in Little Theater, I think Global Village Theater in Toronto, and my brother was involved in that too. So I guess that's where they met. And
So
yeah,
you knew Gilda when she was like 20?
yeah, probably.
Wow, before she was,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Sweet
And
girl.
what was she like then?
She was sweet and fun and silly, and she'd come to family dinners, and we have home movies of her acting things with everybody acting. Everybody in the family were doing this thing. With some kind of improv game.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like acting scenes. It was like those stupid games that you get in a circle.
Charades
and you
or something?
all get angry, and then you all get sad, and then the sun comes out and melts you all. And then it's just this kind of stuff. But Gilda's in on it.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
I can't, but it's so weird that list of people, everybody in that production.
They were in Godspell, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Garber too, like
Yeah.
he's they're all big actors.
Yeah, he's real big.
See, how does that happen? I mean, it's so interesting to me that there were these communities of people that like how could an entire production of just Godspell, churn in Canada, churn out all this amazing talent?
Well, it was such a great show, and so of the time,
Right.
Godspell.
Right.
So it had a really big audience.
Yeah.
And it was at a big theater, the Royal Alex Theater, which is still a big theater
Right.
to play in Toronto. And
But it ran for,
a
few
and they were
months,
all really
or-
talented. And
Yeah.
Paul Schaefer was the musical director too.
To Paul Schaefer
Yeah,
too, and they
yeah.
were all kids.
Paul Schaefer, Eugene Levy, and Dave Thomas, and Martin Short all went to school together in Hamilton, Ontario.
But they're a little older than you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot older. No,
Lot
they're a little older.
But they were probably just college age, right?
Yeah,
At that
they were,
time?
yeah.
So none of them went to college. They were all
Yeah,
like-
they did. They met in college.
Oh, okay.
They managed to go. So I guess they're just that much older than I
Right.
was.
So when you met Gilda at your house, because your brother was dating her,
Yeah.
you were like, this is it.
Yeah, then she got in Second City Theater. And then I auditioned and didn't get in right away, and I was a waitress there. So I waited and got to watch all the shows. That was really just so inspiring, and that really made me want to do that.
What was the format there? Because I've talked to people
It's
that...
the same as it's ever been and will always be.
But Second City, didn't that originate in Chicago?
It did, but they came, when they moved to another city or they start a touring company, they'll start with material that was already written by another cast.
Right.
Which is what they did in Toronto. But then as soon as you start running that show, you're doing improvs after every show.
Right.
And they would, at the time, audio record them. Now the video record them, of course. or digitally.
Yeah.
But at the time it was just audio recordings, and you would keep working on that material until you built the next show. And then the next show would be all from your improvs. Then you'd start building the next. That's how it works, has always worked and will.
So they show up. You've studied the role of whoever was doing that part.
Yeah, you
before.
just take over a role. Yeah.
Oh, and that's how it works. And then that ensemble starts to gel.
Yeah.
And then you guys start to
even
slowly.
before you gel, you start improvising.
Right.
Excuse me.
But actually, creating new sketches.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're a waitress there. Who's on stage then? Do you remember?
Yeah. Brian Doyle Murray. Bill Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray too.
Brian Doyle Murray, yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, what a doll he was. Boy, he looked like a young Stephen Stills or something. Just a sweet little face. But he would get pissed off about the, air conditioner or something in the middle of the scene. He would just start ranting with that voice that he still has. And just ranting to the audience about how fucking hot it is in here.
And he'd kill?
But he'd be funny, yes.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd and Valerie Bromfield.
God.
They both came from Ottawa.
Uh-huh.
They were kind of a team and did really insane material.
What was the woman's name?
Valerie Bromfield.
I don't know her.
Yeah, she must be online somewhere because she's written a lot of stuff.
So she's here.
And she was really funny.
And Aykroyd, was he funny then?
Oh yeah, really funny.
And he
could take any. That guy he could do something I have never been able to do. Just take like 3 facts of any subject.
Yeah.
And be able to riff on that and sound like an expert on anything.
So that was
like
sort
just
of his
bullshit the rest.
Right.
That's one of the things he does. But
because he always did those kind of huckster sales pitch guys.
Yeah.
Pitch
real
guy.
fast talking.
Pitch guy, yeah.
But also he could go off on any subject and sound like he knew what he was talking about. And
yeah.
Really, but do it, and of course funny. And then Eugene Levy was in the cast.
Oh, all these young dudes. I can't even imagine.
And John Candy.
John Candy.
But he came in later too, yeah. But before me. Yeah, before I did.
And this is what you were doing when you were a waitress, just watching that?
Oh, yeah.
That is nuts. I can't even it's hard for me to imagine everybody as just, because I remember, I watched SNL when I was, 13 or 14, I was into it the first season.
Yeah.
But then when you start to realize that they all had lives.
Oh, yeah.
Before that.
Yeah.
And that they were doing things and then watching SCTV, when that finally came to the States, we had to wait for that.
But it's great to see people at that time too, at Second City, because it's the perfect job in your 20s if you want to go in comedy, because you think you can run the world and you're so opinionated and you can just get on stage and mouth off. And any character you saw that day, anybody you saw on the bus or subway or on the street or whatever, you can tap into whatever bit you thought was funny about them and then use it on stage that night.
Right.
It's a great place to watch people really blossom.
And I think it's in some ways it's a much fuller experience than watching someone struggle through a stand-up act.
Oh yeah, because you've always got support. You're always doing it with each other.
And you can just push it. It takes a lot of years to push stand-up. But
I bet.
With improv, you can just sort of you never know when it's going to happen, but there are people there kind of keep going.
You always have to have something to offer. You're just constantly trying to think of something to offer, but at the same time being open to whatever's going to happen that's going to shift it somewhere else, and then you got to move. You can't just hang out here. Right. But it must be, I would think it would be hard to go from stand-up to do that
improv?
Kind of work, because then you've got to. You can't just go off on your own like you can when you're doing stand-up.
Not to somebody else. I don't really have any improv chops, but I'm pretty open. I like to, but I can't really get out of myself. I'm sort of locked in me. So if we can build an improv around whatever I am, I'm fine with that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's happened a lot at Second City. Some people are just really strong personalities.
Right.
I'm wrong, where other people like to hide behind characters.
Right. I imagine people some of the bigger guys. I imagine John Candy was always
I would say John Candy was such a character.
Well, just
life.
On his own.
Yeah. And most of his characters are called Johnny. And it wasn't even all his doing. Other people would write scenes, for him and call him Johnny.
Right.
It was just you can't make him anyone else.
Yeah.
He's Johnny.
But he was he part of your crew or you were watching? So he was with you.
Well, when I got in the cast, when Gilda left to do National Lampoon and then Saturday Night Live, John was in the cast, and Joe Flaherty was in the cast.
Flaherty, I
and
forgot
Eugene
about him.
And Danny and Rosemary Radcliffe's the other girl from Toronto. And I first took over. Chicago and Toronto used to do trades. I don't know if they still do it. Where their cast would play Toronto stage for 2 weeks and vice versa.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. And so they did this trade, and I got to go with them as understudy. And we went to Chicago, and the cast there was John Belushi and Bill Murray and Betty Thomas and Anmars. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
And the first night we got there, we got to improvise. Everybody improvised together on stage, and I was with them. I'm sure I didn't say a word. I was just kind of looking around like, oh my God, I'm actually here.
But these guys were just local stars at that time.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they were shining where they were, but
Yeah.
they weren't the personalities that we got to know.
No, but a year or two later.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
So you were on stage with Belushi.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, just you watch.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
Really?
Yeah. Watch and hope that some of it rubs off on you.
But there
was sweet.
There was no. But was he a stage? Was he a stage eater or was it?
No, not in a greedy way.
Yeah.
Just he was so strong.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Like you've seen and like you can imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Do you remember the?
But
first...
they were a really good team. They were really
Who?
good together. That cast.
God, everybody kind of kept going. That's the.
I know, isn't that great?
I love it. I mean, there's obviously people that you're sort of like, I don't know what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah.
There's always a few of those, but the numbers
Yeah.
of the people that you're talking about who were involved in this that kind of kept going. And I imagine some people kept going behind the scenes as writers or
Oh,
set
definitely.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you were in Canada though and doing it, was there alignments that create? Because I talked to Shelley Berman about the Compass Players, which is
what started Second City. Yeah.
And there were always sort of alignments made. Like his big story about why he created the phone bit was because he wanted to do a bit with Elaine May, but Elaine May was locked in with Mike Nichols already.
That's great.
So he had to figure
I'll do my own phone.
Right. Well, he had to decide.
I'll do my own other person.
Right. Exactly. That was the inception of
I
that.
love that people still do this.
Sure.
They
Shelley,
still do the baby finger and the thumb.
That's Shelley's.
Yeah.
Some people just hold it.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to know.
But now, I swear on stage, they still do that.
Yeah, no, you do. It's a natural.
Even though you're holding a cell now.
Yeah.
And the phone is tiny.
No, this is
That's
established.
just not as good a move, is it?
No, or Bluetooth. Hello. Unless Bluetooth is part of it. Or you don't even have to have anything. Hands free. I'm just
Really?
talking. Yeah.
Is that what they do now on stage?
No, of course not. You hold the old phone and then you just imagine it just rang in a loud
great.
way. And there's a cord. There's a cord to all those phones. Like Andrea Martin.
I knew you were going to say it. She just won a Drama Desk Award the other night.
Yeah.
Marty Short told me this yesterday. And she won the other night. She's in Pippin. And she apparently, like on the rehearsal shows, she was getting a standing ovation in the middle of the show with her number. So she won a Drama Desk the other night, and she got Steve Martin to go up with her, with him thinking he got the award. And he did a whole bit where he went up. It was so excited and took it. She said, "They said Andrea."
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
When you were doing all this comedy, though, I mean, you seem to have some pretty deep emotional chops. I mean, you can play serious roles. I mean, was there a period where you tried that for the first time, where you remember it, or was it always comedy?
We did a lot of scenes in Second City that got no laughs. So I think we learned drama unintentionally.
But you never
very
saw
poignant moments. Believe me.
What's the first improv you remember doing?
Oh, I do remember going on stage for the first time as an understudy.
Yeah.
And John Candy and Gilda and Danny, Eugene were in the cast, I guess. Joe Flaherty.
Uh-huh.
And they did a scene, a cottage scene where I think the suggestion was mosquitoes or something. So they did a scene, and they had, I don't know if they had anything to the scene other than, okay, we're going to be at a cottage all together.
Yeah.
We'll be a couple, whatever. And there'll just be, masses of,
bugs.
Like locusts, but it'll be mosquitoes. And they're biting. So everybody tries to kill the mosquitoes. I don't know what it was. All I did was slap John Candy, and I didn't know how to do a fake slap, so I just slapped his face over and over and over during the scene. I do remember that I would play insane in most scenes, because when in doubt, if you don't have anything smart to say, just
be crazy.
The excuse will be that you're crazy. Yeah. And but when we went backstage after that scene, I don't know what he said, but he did his put his fists up like, I'll fucking punch you. Would you learn to fake a slap? The fuck were you doing out there?
So, how did the TV show develop? I mean, how did that all come together?
I think they had tried, one in Chicago, Chicago.
Through Second City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bernie Sahlins, the producer of Second City at the time, and for many years.
Yeah.
And our producer, Andrew Alexander, got together and said, this has got to work. There's got to be a TV show out of this.
Right.
Come on. So, I think that's what they brought Harold Ramis to Toronto to get it going with us. And
he was from
we were
Chicago?
the cast at the time, so we were the ones that got to do it. Basically, it was timing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Ramus was from Chicago?
Yeah.
And he was with the Second City there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he must have been in that. He was in that cast with
Belushi and them?
Yeah, yeah.
But he's one of those guys that, you know, he's a pretty great comic actor, but he became a huge director.
Yeah.
It's
he's
interesting.
A smart writer, too. He was our head writer for first seasons on SCTV. Really good, strong, funny writer.
It's interesting to me that the guys that like have the wherewithal or the chops to do that, because that's a big jump. So many people just remain comedy actors.
Yeah.
But then there are those ones that, like, I always consider themselves not necessarily smarter, but I consider them like the ones that are able to have a little forethought. Like, you know,
right.
this ain't gonna
or
last
step
forever.
outside of themselves. You say you were in yourself.
Yeah,
right?
constantly.
And they would step outside of themselves and see the others, I guess, and made them want to direct.
Right, that they could be a leader and sort of move these people around. But there's one part about it to me that's sort of like, that's someone who had a career in mind. You know, the rest of us were just sort of like, I'm here, I'm funny, let's do it. And then, you know, you get to a certain age, you're like, come on! I should have written something. I should have
given this some thought.
Yeah. There's a way to design a career, kind of.
Oh, no.
It's scary.
Well, you're doing that. You are.
Now, I'm almost 50.
I'm older and I've never done it.
No,
I have lucked into everything I've done.
No, but you have a tremendous amount of talent, and you're.
But I write. It's stupid that I don't create things. And
well, what's holding you up? What have you written?
I don't know.
What do you write?
Like, you got books going, and
you got a
TV show, and you're doing this.
It took me almost 50 years to find some weird wave of something.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah, something came together.
Cool. Proud.
I'm proud. When you write, what do you write?
Well, I used to write sketches, and then I sold a thing to HBO, but we didn't get it produced.
What was that? Now that it's not produced, let's talk about it. Pitch it to me.
It was, well, the problem is there was no pitch, really.
But that's a little weak, Catherine. That's
I'm telling you, I had great dialogue.
You just went in there with another person.
I had some really strong characters and dialogue. There was just no story.
No story?
It basically was just a couple.
Where was it set?
A couple other kids. Because I thought, I'm not seeing anyone on TV like me, or like my husband, or like our lives, or like our friends, and and I had lunch with Carolyn Strauss.
Carolyn Strauss, yeah.
And she said, "Do you have any ideas?" And I go, "No, but I'd like to see something where I wasn't pitching, and if I knew I was pitching, I wouldn't have been able to get a thought out,
right?
Because I'm very bad at it. I just tighten up as soon as I know I'm trying to impress someone.
Right.
Like right now.
No, you listen to it.
Yeah.
Me too.
And, but I said, it's something on TV, like this. And I told her something, a ridiculous thing my husband and I had gone through. And she said, okay. And that was it.
That was it.
I said, what do you mean, okay? Yeah. Okay, we'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, that was like the coolest thing in the world. But I didn't have a story.
Well,
I didn't have much more than what I told her that
You just had this one event or this story that happened.
I could see where it was going, but that episode didn't have any real.
How many years ago was this? So your kids were 10 or something?
7, 8 years ago, yeah.
And what was it specifically that, you saw the life that you were living as not being represented? Just sort of, I
guess people that aren't middle America.
Right.
That don't always say the right thing.
Uh-huh.
And aren't that cool as parents.
Right.
But try their best.
Sure.
And make really big, stupid mistakes in life and,
yeah.
And are weak and.
And troubled. And need help. And shouldn't even have the kids.
No, decent parents, but kind of flailing their way through and don't,
Yeah.
It didn't end with a lesson. There was no Mr. Cleaver.
It's weird. I'm surprised that as much as I want to be kind of like a person that likes things that are, different and weird, I don't mind a lesson. Maybe because my life is so chaotic, but sometimes, even with my show, I kind of buttoned at the end. I didn't want people walking away from it going, oh my God.
Well, you kind of feel that's what I was really resisting, is kind of wrapping up.
Right.
A lot of shows do kind of the voiceover at the end with the nice music.
Sure.
We all learn.
Yeah.
You find that sometimes in life, it's.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, but
because I guess people really just want to examine lives and show that in a creative way, but then you have to finish it.
Right. There has, I think, it's a question that I had when I was working on my show, because they're like, I'm not sure that you can't do that and still have it be sort of like
Yeah,
not,
you're doing it.
yeah, but not kind of like, well, this still not good. I mean, I'm glad he got some closure on that.
Wait,
But then
what
there's
did I learn?
Yeah, it does. I don't know if he's gonna be able to stick with whatever that is that he thinks he's got under
Did you
control.
just learn that? Because I knew that at the beginning
Exactly.
of the show.
Yeah, well, there's that. Like, oh my God, this guy should have had this together 20 years ago. Yeah, it's very slow, this fella.
Oh, you're watching someone get it, though, and that's the beautiful thing.
Who are some of the writers that you were impressed with? Like when you did films where you were like, holy shit, this is pretty stunning.
Oh, I did 6 Feet Under, a few episodes of that in there. Oh, Alan Ball. And,
Yeah, right?
wow.
Yeah.
Alan Ball, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because often people will say, oh, yeah, come on in, this is the character stuff, but feel free to improvise or whatever.
Yeah.
And they may have even said to me, I don't think so, but you read a script like that, and you go, I'm not touching a word.
Oh, yeah. Is that a
wow,
relief?
aren't I lucky
Yeah.
to be the one saying these words out loud?
The weird thing about that show is that I've never had an experience with watching all of a show. And I usually do it after the fact so I can just keep watching it when I want to and not wait. Yeah. Where I went from loving characters to hating them.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, where you're just sort of like, yeah, this is my guy, this guy. And then like within 6 episodes, you're like, fuck that guy.
And then turning around again.
Right.
Like, oh, no, I see why he's doing that. Yeah.
That's the best.
Man, that was a good show.
That's kind of like life, I guess.
Yeah, like life.
Maybe. Sometimes you end up just like sticking by the worst of people for the whole run.
Well, because you question yourself. You go,
right.
Am I insane to think this about that?
Sure.
Who am I to judge?
Or you get your blinders of love on.
And Nora Ephron, I say I got to be in Heartburn.
Oh, right. With
that was like the second movie I did.
Nicholson.
Yeah. What a group of people.
Well, that was
very cool. Mike Nichols directing.
Right.
But that's Nora Ephron's script from her book, and that was very cool. And Meryl Streep, who I love.
Right, and that's a grown-up movie?
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing, is that there's not a lot of grown-up stuff. Most stuff is sort of geared towards younger people.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and you've done some of those, but, you were moms.
Oh, too many moms, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
some good moms.
Yeah,
I don't mean me good, but me gay. Me.
Yeah, Orange County, Home Alone, those are big.
And Home Alone was fun.
That's a huge movie.
Yeah, I played some fun moms. And I have, I'm in part of a movie that's coming out, I think, in the summer or the fall, ACOD, Adult Children of Divorce. Adam Scott is the lead. He's our son.
Okay.
And he's trying to get his horribly divorced parents back together for his younger brother.
And the husband is?
Richard Jenkins.
Oh, he's a genius.
He really is.
He's the best.
Okay, I watched that guy from afar. Flirting with Disaster. Did you ever see that?
Yes.
And he's stoned. He's the cop.
The stoned gay cop.
Oh, man.
With Josh Brolin is his lover and younger lover.
And Lily Tomlin.
Oh, so but he's good in everything.
He's really good in everything.
And 6 Feet Under as well.
Yes, and 6 Feet Under. Speaking of 6 Feet Under. And so loose and fun. And every idea out of his head is great. And
what do you know what he like? He's one of those guys where it's like, where did that guy come from? It's like Bryan Cranston.
Yes.
Like they're these guys that are just like, I'm an actor, meat and potatoes actor. That they just act.
Yeah.
And he seems like one of those guys.
They're beyond that.
I know, but that's how they think of themselves.
But I think, they do, but they shouldn't. Because I think of meat and potatoes actors is really just people take the job and when do I show up? Yes, thank you very much. Okay, I'm done. I mean, I knew from afar, I think, watching Richard Jenkins that he had quite the brain on him.
Yeah.
And sense of humor. And was just delighted that it was all true when I met him. But I don't know if he thinks of himself as that funny. He must.
Right. Well, no.
Or Bryan Cranston, and then you see
him
in Breaking Bad and you think,
right, it's genius.
Oh my God, this is what he does too.
But he seems like there's a certain type of American actor, I think, primarily where, they just work and they have a work ethic around it.
Yes.
They don't
it's
have
like a 9-to-5 job.
Right. They don't have a movie star mentality about it. They're
and
just
they don't take it personally.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a rare thing.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm talking about when I use the word meat and potatoes and I guess that was the wrong word, but just a guy because Cranston grew up in it. His father was a studio actor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's sort of like my dad went to work and he worked in show business. He was in the movies. He's in pictures. So, I'm in pictures. There's that sensibility.
Doing what my dad did.
Right.
The family business.
Right. And there's all those, great character actors that were just sort of some of the best actors in the world are these character actors.
Yeah.
But Jenkins, can do anything.
Yeah.
And
Bryan Cranston, I did 30 Rock with him last year.
Uh-huh.
So loose and ridiculous and just tapped every possible laugh out of every moment. And kept coming up with bizarre, great physical stuff to do. And,
really? See?
And what if we try this? So loose as far as we could say, oh yeah, why don't you try? Oh, why don't you try that? Which is the way I was trained to work at Second City, and has gotten me in trouble on other sets where I said, hey, what if you tried this? And they look at me like, you're telling me how to do my job. No, sorry. I got excited. I'm sorry. And now I've learned where I think, oh, it'd be great if they just, no, don't say anything.
That's a director you're talking about.
Not allowed. Yeah. No other actors.
Oh, really?
You know, because that's the way we worked on Second City, even though we had some great directors.
You want to
we go, hey, you know what else you could do right there? What if you tried? And we go, oh, thanks. Yeah. You know, are you kidding? No, I'm going this way.
Right.
It's like we weren't threatened by that or by each other. And most of the time I was like, thank you.
But that's interesting to me, though, because like some actors, like, and I don't have a lot of experience acting except for this show that I just did, but you know, that some people have their process and they make their choices alone.
Oh yeah,
and,
most actors.
Yeah, and,
that's how it goes.
And it's very bizarre to me because my experience.
I think.
No, I don't know that that's true because there's a whole tone of show and of movie now that either embraces what you do, or not. And I think that you're probably in a position to be more adaptable in the big picture than somebody who is more controlled like that. But
I'm happy to have someone say, "What if you tried?" But only it's really not. It's not. They're not saying. You know, we wouldn't say to each other, "Oh, you're going about this all wrong." And here's what your character should be thinking. It's really just. That's why I gave a bad example. It's really just, you think of a bit to add to what they're doing.
Not? Yeah.
Yeah, no one has to do it.
And it's all about connection.
Yeah, but it's also the comfort you have with people. And,
sure.
And I do not do it now. I'll never do it on a set unless somebody asks me for something, or someone like Bryan Cranston or Richard Jenkins says, oh, you know what else we should do? Then they open it up and I go, okay, I'm safe.
Yeah, we can work.
I can say anything and they can go, what a stupid idea, or yeah, that's great.
But is that, I mean, it seems that a lot of the stuff you do, certainly lately, is more along the lines of what you like to do. Well,
if Chris Guest movies, even then though, there's no rehearsal, we're just rolling. Mm-hmm. And, we did on those movies, so, and all the dialogue is improvised, and everybody just comes ready in character, so there's no discussion. You just do it. So your job in that case is really just to be as real as you can be in do your part.
All the preparation is in backstory.
On your own, yeah.
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 And then you just show up ready to play.
Yeah.
And ready to work.
Yeah.
It is play too. And people are just so strong. It's just so great to see people. And you haven't discussed really what kind of relationship you have.
It's all new. It's all.
Yeah. So somebody treats you a certain way and you go, oh, that tells me something about who I am.
Yeah.
So you go with that, and then you give them something back, and that gives them some information about who they are. It's just fun.
That's amazing, though. Yeah. So you're sort of learning your parameters as a person or as a character,
absolutely,
defined on the relationship.
Yeah.
Because the stuff in for your consideration when it doesn't work out, when you don't get that shit is heartball and
so
hilarious.
Sad. Yeah.
But it's too you're in the business long enough that how that's out there. So there was an integrity to the thing where it was sort of like, oh my God,
things that make me happy to see like that is asking to ask props for a big, like a Ralph's tray, with the crudités and stuff.
Yeah.
Like on my coffee table.
Yeah.
Just because I expected to have a celebration when the nominations were announced.
You asked him for that?
Yeah. That kind of, when you can do what we're talking about, like being loose and collaborative with everyone.
Yeah.
When props wants to hear your ideas, when you want to hear props ideas, and makeup and hair, when you're all like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Oh, good idea. When you're doing that with it's so fulfilling and fun.
Everybody has their part and everybody's excited.
Yeah.
Nobody's servicing an ego.
No.
Oh.
No.
But like that stuff.
But ultimately, it does service your ego.
Right.
Because you all do better.
But everybody, But everybody feels like they're like, we did it.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, that horrible person, is taking all the credit.
And even when, it doesn't find an audience or whatever, you can still love the days you worked on it.
It does, but usually that kind of stuff will find, it may not be a huge audience, but it's going to find people that really appreciate it and are moved by it. And the amazing thing about some of the stuff in that movie, and also all those Christopher Guest movies, is that there's such a fine line between creating characters that are heartbreaking and pathetic.
Yeah.
So
and funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking and funny is fine, but it never feels like anyone's being mocked.
I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, cause sometimes they just made that person to mock,
Yeah.
and you never really get that feeling. And it comes from a fundamental respect of you and of the actors who have a certain amount of care for this character.
Because you are only that character. There's no time to stand back and judge it.
Right.
You roll, and you might repeat a scene just to get out some information that's in the outline that we missed, and Chris will go back to the part where you talk about where you met, and we need to get that part about the shoe in,
right,
and you'll do that. But otherwise, you are so purely like surviving on trying to be that character. So there's no judgment,
right,
of who. I mean, before you get there, you'll try to think, okay, who is this person, and you try to. And there's always inspiring stuff in the script that that Chris and Eugene would write too. They give you some bit or some background to jump off of, and that would always be something to roll with. It's not like you had to completely come out of nowhere with the ideas, but they're really, you just don't have time to comment on it or judge it. I remember with Mighty Wind, my character, I could not find anything really funny about her. She's not a funny character. I don't know if you saw that one.
I sure did.
She's a folk singer, and it's really for me, it was about talking about Mitch.
Was a deeply codependent relationship of somebody like
and scared to go back to it.
Right, but
kind of excited about going back to it too. Yeah.
Right, but the amazing thing about that movie is because you had that historical element, which is that this is a reunion.
Yeah.
So you guys had to explore. You had to explore in yourself.
Yeah.
You could totally see just how, like, the fact that that this guy was this menacing, sort of psychologically fragile, volatile thing back in the day in a folk community.
But we consider him a genius too, a genius songwriter.
Of course.
Yeah.
But but that world in and of itself is so small. I think that's another thing that's beautiful about Chris's movies is that, that these subcultures he's playing with are not self-important, but they're insulated.
Right.
So the actual effect of what he's mocking or what he's mimicking in the real world is very small in a way.
Oh yeah, and it was you could talk about Bob Dylan or Ian and Sylvie or someone in that movie, but he intentionally would not allow any references to any real existing people from that world.
Oh really?
So that made it even smaller.
Right. And that relationship it felt like it had so much integrity because of the weight. Like, when somebody has that, and you probably maybe have some point of reference in real life that when you have that moment in your life that it seems like this is it. This is the shining moment. And then that goes away, and God knows what happens to people, in between that moment. You know what I mean? But to sort of re-enter that with the humility that naturally occurred just by living a life.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you guys do come together, I mean, it's like, even as comedy, it's impossible, to watch you guys do that song and not be genuinely moved.
Oh, that's so great. I love that.
Do you feel that though?
Yeah. We could feel it when we did it, but it didn't feel like it was coming from us. We were all part of it.
Beautiful song too.
It is. And when I first heard it, it's kind of
sappy.
Too sweet. Yeah. I know. I was so wrong.
But
not to say that I didn't always find it to be beautiful melodically.
Right.
But Chris and Michael McKean and Ned O'Toole wrote the song. They were all going for a sweetness and a real innocent time of folk before people were, really being political.
Right, like Peter, Paul, and Mary political.
Yeah.
So you get like Lemon Tree. That's a loaded song.
Yeah, it was not Pete Seeger stuff.
No.
This is early.
And all the emotion.
And we're going down the road.
Right, exactly.
We're all gonna be together.
Right. Yeah. It was the sort of strange kind of middle class interpretation of sharecropping folk music.
Up with people. Do you remember that?
Sure.
Are you old enough to remember that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was represented in. It was, but with the other.
Higgins. Who arranged all those harmonies?
Oh yeah.
He's a freak of nature that way. Yeah.
He's kind of a comedic genius,
isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, more than anyone, we would accuse him of writing stuff ahead of time on those movies. Yeah.
Oh, is that
come
something
on?
that
You did not just come up with that. He goes, "How would I? What? I didn't even meet this guy before. How would I know what he's going to say to me?"
That's so funny? So you do have these that's cheating.
Yeah, come on.
You prepared.
Yeah.
That goes on. That's a beautiful fact.
Well, because sometimes you're just blown away by what comes out of people's minds.
And then you want to know. It's like, no, that didn't just happen.
actually knew
Yeah.
that it wasn't possible to have written because,
Right.
Because the other people were brought in that day to improvise with us, so.
Who are some of the best improvisers you've ever worked with?
Joe Flaherty's great and taught all of us so much. He directed Second City a lot.
Oh, yeah? Is he around still?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
He was in, I think the biggest thing on TV was,
Freaks and Geeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And The Father. Yeah, he was great.
That's the one running bit I tried to get into and actually did it in Mighty Wind. Because Nancy Dolman, God bless her, was married to Martin Short, who died a few years ago. She got into doing it, and this was not a menopause thing or anything, but she did it when she was younger. But she would say a name, you'd say, okay, I was working with, okay, you know who I'm talking about. He's the one who was, okay, he was married to, he was married to, the hair.
Yeah.
The one with the hair. Okay, she's got the hair.
No details.
No, she sued. She sued, and she would just keep piling every name that was supposed to help her would just make it worse and dig her deeper. And her eyes would just be like, help me! Why are you watching? And I would just, and then it got to the point where Nancy would just say, oh, guess who I saw yesterday? And I would go, don't, Nancy, don't start. Shut up. I'm not going to forget this. Okay. So I tried, because I did, they got a funny character.
Yeah.
It wasn't inherently funny. Mickey in, what was it called? Mighty Wind.
Yeah.
I did that in so many scenes. Cause my first scene was talking about, it said in the outline, Mickey talks about the heyday.
Yeah.
Of Mitch and Mickey.
Yeah.
Who they met, where they played, where they toured,
right.
Who they recorded with, who's in the studio. This paragraph, I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to talk about all that, right?
Yeah.
So then I got to talk to Sylvia Veen and Sylvia on the phone. My friend set me up to talk to her on the phone. So she gave me stuff that I could play with and, go off on. And, and I got to meet Mamas and Papas.
Yeah.
But in these scenes, when I would talk about, and remember the day, I would try to add that bit. And Chris didn't use one of them.
No, didn't like it.
But now I'm just living it for real.
I mean, it's hard. Like, that's the hardest thing to know about what you guys do or how you guys do it is that you don't think, like, how do I make this funny all the time, do you?
No, if you're starting with interesting, funny ideas, then no, you don't have to.
You just play it
Yeah,
straight.
if somebody asks me to make something funny and there's nothing funny on paper about it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Then you are just adding some bullshit.
Yeah, right.
But some people, actually, I shouldn't say it, because some people can do that really well.
Yeah.
I was really bad in scenes on Chris Guest movies where, like, say, the night before the dog show and Best in Show, and he would just, it's the night before and it's a party, and there was no reason to be there other than the party. Maybe somebody had a story point or two, but most of us were just there.
Yeah.
And Chris would go around and go, okay, now let's put you two together.
Right.
Okay, now let's put you four together. Let's put you three together. I was terrible at that because I never knew where I was supposed to be going, or what the scene was about, or I really need some parameters,
direction,
and a bit of a storyline. I need to know why I'm there. I would just be sweating long before hot flash time. I'd just be red faced and sweating.
Did he use it?
No. Did he use it?
Yeah.
No, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see. I'm pretty dewy faced on a few scenes.
So, like, getting back to SCTV, now how many seasons was that on completely? Like,
I have no memory of this stuff. Because we'd do like 10 shows and we'd go away.
Right.
Then, sorry, we don't have a deal. Oh, we got a deal. Let's do 13.
And this is all in Canada, the Canadian CBC.
Yeah. No, but then it was on NBC for I don't know how many seasons.
Right.
And it was late at night and it was a 90-minute show. It started out half hour.
Right. The 90-minute show was the full, like, where everything was intertwined in the network politics.
Yeah, we kind of had to have, started out just
backtrack.
sketches and then we had to have a background.
Right. And Flaherty played the head of the network.
Yeah.
Almost like a plantation owner, right? Kind of.
Yeah, like, I think it was supposed to be John Barrymore kind of.
Right, okay.
And in a wheelchair for respect.
And then you had this whole backstory of the network itself.
Yeah, and Johnny LaRue.
Right, Johnny LaRue. Yeah.
And all Vegas characters.
So what was the competition like that, so you were doing all these amazing characters and working with all these amazing guys, and then SNL comes along and becomes the hottest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So did everybody that you were working with sort of kind of like, well, how we go over there? Or like, what,
I feel like maybe I was oblivious to it.
Because,
and
these were guys.
It was not my goal at the time because we had our own show. And we were just, and so many of them were close friends of the people in SCTV, and a lot of them were Second City people, so it was just,
you
we were
both
happy
there.
for them
Sure.
for the most part, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it really didn't become the industry that it is.
No, not
till
that
years
time.
later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like Dan was on it and Gilda was on it, so
yeah.
you were like, wow. It's just this other thing. Where did they come pick those? Well, I guess Lorne was in Canada.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
So did you know
he'd already
him?
worked with a lot of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, did you? I mean, was he around?
Yeah, I met him and worked bits with him, but I didn't really know him that well.
What do you mean you worked bits with him?
You know, little bits throughout, like a CBC television.
And so he was a young, right? Like I'm sort of obsessed with Lorne.
Yeah, in what way?
I just want to know. I want to know what's in there. You know,
Have you had Martin Short on?
No, not yet. I interviewed him once when I hosted a show on Comedy Central years ago, and he's like I'd be interested to see if I could get Martin Short, here.
Yeah.
And not.
Oh no, absolutely.
Oh really?
Oh, there's no wiser. There's no wiser man.
No, I know, but I can't imagine. Like I'm always wrong about what I think people are going to be like when I get him in here. Yeah, because he's such a showman, and like I've had experience. Like I think one-on-one we could do all right.
Oh, definitely.
But I think if there was a third person, we'd be in trouble.
The big subjects in life.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's
deep dude. Yeah,
he'd be able to tell you Lorne stories.
I don't know what he'd allow me though. It seems like there's some sort of oath involved.
Do you like Lorne?
Yeah, I'm fascinated with him. I mean, I auditioned for SNL once, and I kind of jumped through the hoops, and I met with him, and it was this sort of weird life-changing thing. I never got the show, and it's long behind me, but like he's such a power. He's in such rare air, man. Yeah, I mean, that guy makes more money than we'll make in a lifetime when he's sleeping.
He owns late night TV and.
Yeah. But like, I'm always fascinated to hear like what people's impressions of him are. But yours are so of a Lorne that no one knows, and you just remember him. Was he a quiet kid?
But I don't know him that well.
No, but like when you worked with him,
I knew him mostly around Saturday Night Live from going to visit friends there.
Okay,
and going to the show and going to the parties after and that kind of thing. Yeah, and we talk a lot about Canada. And
yeah. So did you ever want to do SNL?
Like that. I did it actually for about a week. I never did a show. I was in the cast. It was in the non-Lorne year. Dick Ebersol.
Oh, right. And well, how'd they tap you?
We weren't doing SCTV. It closed down.
Okay.
It was before NBC, before the NBC 90-minute shows, and I wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I got called, and I thought, sure, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm not doing my show anymore, our show. And I lasted about a week and a half. But it was, it was just the writing period. It wasn't. We weren't into doing shows.
Well,
I just was so uncomfortable, and I can't even explain why. I was just in the wrong place.
What does that mean?
It was wrong for me.
What do you mean you can't explain why?
I can't.
What was it about? Was it too competitive? Was it too chaotic?
And I remember Michael O'Donoghue saying...
O'Donoghue.
He said I scared him off or something, and I didn't. How
can you scare Michael O'Donoghue?
No, he scared me off.
Oh, I can see that.
I said it wrong.
Well, he was kind of a sort of a menacing humorist.
He was. But I saw him enough at parties. I wasn't frightened of him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so he was still around then.
He was around, yeah. It was just...
Didn't feel right.
Yeah. And then I got the call that Andrew Alexander had made a deal with NBC to do the 90-minute show. So
you're back in the game.
Yeah. I was still with NBC, so I guess it didn't matter to anyone.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because your lifelong friend is Robin Duke.
Yeah.
And she was on for a while.
Yeah, she got in. Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the cast list. Rosado was what was his name? Tony
Rosado, yeah.
He was an SCTV guy.
Yeah.
And then he was on for like a season or two.
Yeah, he and Robin were both in Second City together, SCTV together.
Yeah.
After I left, Robin was in. Robin and I know each other from high school, grade 9.
Wow.
And are still friends. She's lovely.
Oh, that's great.
Lovely and funny. She's got a great group with 4 or 5 other women called Woman Fully Clothed. Really funny. They write all their own material, and it's not just for women. Really funny stuff.
And that's here?
It's everywhere, yeah. But they're starting to tour U.S. cities this year. They played New York.
Who do you keep in touch with, though, on a daily basis? Martin Short?
Marty more than the rest, I guess. Andrea once in a while. I must email her.
Eugene?
Congratulate her. Eugene, yeah.
Yeah? Because when we see things like SNL or any of these things, it's not so much you expect them to be scripted, but to see these people in a live setting where there's no cameras, that's a real, those must be treasured memories, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If you can get back to
You must have had some fun here with people.
Well, no, in New York and in other places, doing stand-up. Yeah, sure. There's definitely moments I'll never forget. And it's just sort of interesting that some of those moments are more important or more resonant than any of the other ones.
Yeah, because they are just part of your life as opposed to some
show. Right. And
part of your show life.
Yeah, and they're gone, too. Yeah. There's never, all you have is that memory of it.
Yeah.
And the story of it. Well, now we got to get Martin Short on here.
Do you know when you're experiencing it, though, that it's that?
That there's something great? No. Not maybe till right. A lot of times I miss it because most of the time when you're experiencing something, half of your thoughts are about yourself. so you're just sort of like, oh, I just missed the whole thing. But I was there. I just missed the whole thing.
If your thoughts are about yourself, are they in a confident way? In a confident way, you're thinking to yourself? Or
we're in show business.
No,
of course. No, it's like, how am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be doing anything here? And I guess I could just watch. And it must be like how you felt on stage with Belushi.
Always.
I'm not going to.
On stage anytime, yeah.
Really?
A lot of the time. Well, I think that's what's great about playing characters.
Yeah, because you can lose yourself in it. And
it took me like 20 years of auditioning and meeting to finally clue into maybe I shouldn't go in as myself. Maybe they should think I'm being myself.
Right.
But I should suggest something of the character. Especially in a meeting. I mean, in an audition, you get to try to see the scene. But, I guess people think that I'd be insulted by auditioning, so it would be a meeting instead of an audition. Right. I'm not insulted by auditioning because it sometimes would be my only chance. But it took me years to realize, don't just go in as yourself. And for me, it's losing my self-consciousness.
Right.
If I'm thinking...
What about impressing somebody?
Seeing the world through someone else's eyes,
right.
Even just attempting to, it takes all the self-conscious. I hate self-consciousnness, and I'm so buried in it sometimes.
It's the worst. Yeah. It's just like, or it's like, oh, I don't want to be in my body.
What a waste of time it is, isn't it?
It is. It is, but I think and I think you probably could agree with this, that my sense of humor is directly proportionate to that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So whatever chops you have of the reason you're funny is because you're uncomfortable.
But is a lot of that, I hate to call it observational, but isn't it observing life too? And
no, it is. But it's
taking in other people, what they're going through. Doesn't comedy come from that too?
Sure, but there's a relief. There's a need to relief.
Oh, yeah.
I think through performing and everything else.
That's true.
It's sort of rooted in it. So you actually... will go in. You'll make choices that are not to not be yourself, even when they're just
especially when I don't want to be nervous.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like when Eugene and I we got to sing "Kiss on the Rainbow," that song.
Yeah.
From Mighty Wind, we got to sing it on the Oscars.
Yeah.
Because Michael McKean and Annette O'Toole got nominated. Good for them. Wow, that was so fun.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the best way to go to the Oscars. Not to be nominated, not even to win, but to be backstage for some other reason, performing a number that, not a dance number, though.
Right.
Dance number. No, a good number.
Yeah.
A nominated song. Yeah, that isn't yours.
Yeah.
All you got to do is do the song, and then you get to hang around backstage. It's the best. It's so much fun. But Eugene and I were, at some point, Eugene was actually saying that we were going to sing the song as ourselves or something. I don't know. Eugene, I'll never be able to sing on the Oscars as myself. Are you insane? Oh my God. And maybe he wasn't even serious about it, but it was like, no, Eugene. And then why would anyone want to see us sing that song? It has to be Mitch and Mickey.
Yeah. And did he
and right before going on, we're backstage, like behind this scrim kind of thing, and we're about to be introduced, and I look way over on the other side, and we got our band between us. I look way over at Eugene as Mitch, and it made me want to cry because I was thinking, I know I'm me, but I was thinking from, just to help myself get into it and not think of myself. I was thinking, okay, Mitch, he's wrote these songs. We had this time together. We were, a couple. Then he went in and out of, drugs and whatever, in and out of mental institutes. And then they make a movie of him and us and our lives, and now he's on the Oscars. And I was thinking, it made me want to cry.
And that's how you walked out on stage?
Yeah. Just thinking from his point of view, I was like, oh.
Oh, and it was beautiful.
Okay, and I could cry now. I haven't slept enough.
That's sweet.
Because otherwise, are you not nervous in front of people? I could not.
Sometimes, no, I get that, and I can't imagine what it would be like to perform for that particular audience, especially.
Yeah. Like, could they be? There's no rougher house.
No, I couldn't imagine.
Comedy.
But you literally sort of gave a whole history to the moment in character.
But really out of self-preservation.
Yeah, but it was brilliant. That's beautiful. It's an amazing way to work. Thanks for talking to me.
Aw, thank you. Thanks so much.
That's it. That's the conversation. That's it. What an amazingly wonderful woman. The best. One of the great comedy actresses and improvisers, Catherine O'Hara. Just a great actress, period. Look, folks, We're sponsored today by Hulu Plus. Want to watch Saturday Night Live or The Office or Community or South Park or The X-Files or Firefly or literally hundreds of TV shows, and you want to watch them whenever and wherever you want? Do you want to do that? Do you, huh? Do you, huh? Get Hulu Plus for $7.99 per month when you go to huluplus.com/WTF. Do it right now, and you can get an extended free trial that's only available to podcast listeners. Take control of your TV watching experience. Go to huluplus.com/WTF for your extended free trial. That's our show. Also go to WTFpod.com for all your WTF pod needs. Huh? Get the app. Get it. Get the free app. Upgrade to premium. Then you can stream over 400. Buy some new merch. We're going to order more of those MTV WTF shirts. I don't even know if I talked about those. Go look. They're on the site. We're getting more of them fancy mugs, the Brian Jones mugs. I sound like a pitch man. I'll be at Bumbershoot, all right, Sunday and Monday, or Saturday and Sunday, doing some stand-up, doing a live WTF with, who's on it? John Worcester, Scott Aukerman, Mike Vecchione, Kyle Dunnigan on the live WTF at Bumbershoot, and I'm doing a couple of comedy sets. Oh, man. I'm writing the show, you guys. I'm writing the new season of Maron. Coming along good, man. We just started officially today. That being yesterday for you. I'm tired. It's hot here. Met with an architect. Wanted to buy another house. Too expensive. Going to add on to this house. It's too expensive, but I'm probably going to do it. Nobody says good things about the construction process. Wow, that's a metaphor for life. Not a positive one. Boomer lives!